I'm Marianne and welcome to the Wallflowers Kitchen. Today we're going to make sweet red cabbage pickle. So start by taking the outside leaves off. And then we'll just cut it in half. And then again into quarters. And what we want to do is just cut out the white chunk. And then we proceed to just slice the cabbage. There's no right and wrong way to do this. If you like it thick, cut it a bit thicker. If you like it thin, cut it as thinly as you possibly can. I'm just going for a happy medium, I think. I'm just chopping away without my glasses on, but we all like it a certain way. Some like it really thin, some like it thick. So we do that. We put it in a bowl and we add 2 tablespoons of real salt, not table salt, not refined salt. We use 2 tablespoons of real salt. Sprinkle it, this is one I prepared earlier. We sprinkle it on the cabbage in a bowl and we leave it from anywhere from 3 to 24 hours. The longer you can leave it, the better. And the salt is absorbed basically into the cabbage. It's really moist. And we then take this cabbage and we wash the salt off it thoroughly. I'm also going to chop an apple and grate it and place that in with the cabbage as well. Rather than make you watch me do that, because I'm bound to cut my finger on the grater, I'm bound to do something. I think I'll actually take some photographs of that and include it. And then we shall go ahead and make the pickle and go from there. So firstly here we core the apple. That'll go to the birds. And then cut it in half. Now we'll start the grating. I was terrified I was going to cut myself on camera. So awkward graters sometimes. I'll have to invest in a good one. Okay, so the grated apple in the tray, which will then be added to the cabbage. Rinse all the salt off the cabbage, give it a good shuffle round, make sure it's had a thorough wash. Also rinse out the bowl it was originally in so I can tip it all back in. And then add the apple. Give it all a good mix round, making sure I've incorporated the apple equally between the cabbage. It gets a bit clumped together, so you have to separate it because it's quite moist. So far I've chopped and grated the apple, put it in with the mixture, and a friend of mine kindly gave me a load of these Dorito jars, previously being Dorito dip jars, and I just thought they would be perfect for the pickled red cabbage. So I've started loading it into the jars. and it needs to be severely packed down. Now you can buy items in bakery stores, etc. I can't remember the name of it, but it's actually for the purpose of pushing your pickles down. And I just thought, well, I've got a rolling pin, you know, so I can basically use that. So what I do is I put one end in the jar and I press down, and you can see the juice from the cabbage and the apple starting to come out, and I'm packing it down so I can fit as much as I can. And the component of the cabbage juice and the apple juice are actually quite yeasty, full of probiotics, and will enable a fermenting process. Now, some red cabbages that are purely fermented don't include actually using pickling vinegar of any kind. But today I'm trying to get the best of both processes. So I'm releasing the juice, I'm packing them in as much as I can, and I shall be adding the vinegar process as well. But at the moment I'm trying to pack it in tightly. Leave that, see if we've got enough to top that up a bit more, and then go ahead and do this one. Tell you what, it's a little bit of a workout to do it, but we carry on. The trick I do is pound the middle with that one, and then try and push around the outside with a spoon. And, oops. See what we're actually up to, filling the jar. Okay, I think I'll attempt to fill one more. So literally spoon the cabbage in, an apple. And press it down. Crunching. And then we put the next layer in. As much in as we possibly can. Okay. Crush it down a bit more. Not too bad. 4 jars. And now we shall begin the pickling mixture. So at this stage we start making the pickle. It's hard to judge and give you a precise amount how much you would actually need to make up the pickle. As I said, I'm actually using the Dorito jars, and you can see they're quite small, and because of the compact the juice is rising, so I won't really need an awful lot to top these jars up to just be, you know, below the neck. But depending on how much you're making, you might need more pickle. But my basic guide it'd be 1 cup. Now I'm using red wine vinegar. Here you can use white wine vinegar, red wine vinegar, just white vinegar, just malt vinegar, apple cider vinegar. You can use any type of vinegar that you choose. This just happens to be the one that I have at the moment that I bought at a good price. I managed to get the whole of that bottle just for £1. She'll get quite a lot of pickles out of it. And I would say on average to use I'd say about a teaspoon, 2 teaspoons worth of the black pepper to the red wine vinegar for a balance in your pickle. Remembering I've also added the apple as well for the sweetness. So I'll give that 10 little twists of black pepper, which I would amount to around 2 teaspoons for. Now what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to bring this to the boil. Now the recipe actually says, because it's vinegar, not to use metal pans. And I don't really have anything else I can use on a gas cooker. So I got rid of my microwave a long time ago. And what we actually replaced it with is a halogen oven. So I'm going to pop this in the halogen oven for between 5 to 10 minutes. If I see it bubbling up or anything before then, obviously I'm going to turn it off. But we'll initially try for 5 minutes. We were actually able to bring it to a boil for 10 minutes in the halogen, so it's really hot. We're just literally going to topple the glass to the neck. I'm not going to go beyond that. I'll literally top it up to the neck. You can smell it, it's gorgeous. Now what I'm actually going to do is debubble it. Just make sure there's no bubbles. It should all have been compacted down. Just making sure the liquid can reach down. Oh, my mouth's watering. I absolutely love red pickled cabbage. Now with that one that I chopped up at the beginning, I'm actually going to do some braised cabbage with. And we shall have it with some mashed potatoes and some mincemeat and some other vegetables, and it will be absolutely delicious. And have some of this. Now once this is ready, I'm actually going to place the lids on, and I'm going to process them in my canning machine for about 30 minutes on about 100 degrees. Let them cool down, and then tomorrow they'll be ready for me to place on the pantry shelf, and they shall last me quite a while. If you don't have a canning machine, I'd advise you to at least look at some YouTube videos other than mine, American canning machines, or actually just look on Google and see the benefits of actually buying a canning machine. They are about 150 to 200 pounds, but the benefits and the food that you can save for your family, in my plan is to try and store enough food for 12 months. One of these jars, once opened in the fridge, should last for anywhere near 3 weeks. Now if you've not vacuum sealed them in a canner, you can actually put more vinegar content in and you will get more shelf life out of it. but most recommendations are 5 to 6 months. And as I'm trying to preserve food for a 12-month period, vacuum sealing for me is the way to go. So I'm quite happy with those, and I shall begin to put the lids on. As I say, they will be placed in the canning machine for 30 minutes on 100 degrees for us to enjoy. I hope you enjoyed what you watched today, and I really do hope you give it a try. If you'd like me to make anything else, any other suggestions you'd like to see me at least attempt, please just put it in the comments. I'll see you soon.